Hey guys, Adam here with AmericanMuscle.com. Today we're taking a close look at and installing the Trufiber Carbon Fiber Trunk fitting all 2015 to 2018 Fastback Mustangs. If you're the owner of an S550 and you're looking to shed as much weight as possible and you're going for new body panels that have real carbon fiber finishes to shed that weight, or if you're the owner of an S550 and you're going for that all-out show car finish, this is a perfect option for you. The install is extremely easy, 1 out of 3 wrenches on our difficulty meter, which I'll show you in just a little bit here. Now, to really get in depth with this thing, I want to mention that this is 100% real vacuum-infused carbon fiber. It's got a 3K 2x2 twill weave design, which is extremely common with aftermarket carbon fiber parts. You see that in a lot of spoilers, you see that in a lot of other body panels like your hood. This has got a beautifully finished design. The weave is pretty much flawless from what I can see, and it's got a gloss finish on top of that. Now, on top of that gloss finish, you're also getting a clear coated finish, so it will protect that top layer, but it's also going to be UV protected, so it doesn't fade over time in the sun, which is a huge bonus when it comes to carbon fiber. You're spending so much money on the part, you definitely want the finish to last, and that's the case here with the Trufiber Trunk. This would go great with a carbon fiber spoiler and other carbon fiber accents, but I do want to mention if you're adding an aftermarket or even the factory spoiler, you will have to drill into this trunk lid. It does not come with pre-drilled holes for any spoiler of any kind, but in my opinion, I would absolutely add one to this. It would just make it look so much more badass. Now, on the underside, you're getting a black gel coating, and really from all angles, even when it's up, when it's down, it just looks like a really high quality part. It's a perfect fit for that show car, like I said. Now, you can pick this one up for yourself for just under $1,000, which is to be expected with real carbon fiber parts. If you wanted to go the cheap route, there's always vinyl, but if you're going for the real deal, this is definitely the way to go. To give you an idea of how much lighter this thing is than your factory trunk lid, we put our factory trunk on a scale and it came in at 22.5 pounds. We then threw the Trufiber Carbon Fiber Trunk on that same scale and it came in at exactly 13 pounds. That's almost a loss of 10 pounds at your rear end, which we all know every pound, every ounce can make the difference. So if you're going for your best quarter-mile time and you're looking to shed that weight, this is also a really good option there. Now, to get this one installed, again, 1 out of 3 wrenches on our difficulty meter here. You can get it done in about an hour, maybe 2 tops if you're working in the driveway at home. It's a really easy job to do, so let's show you how it's done. Tools needed for this install will be a cordless impact or a ratchet, 7mm socket, 10mm socket, flathead screwdriver, panel removal tool. So the first thing we obviously want to do for the install is to pop our trunk and get to work on the uninstall. So we've already got this pop, so I'm just going to lift this up here. The first thing you want to do is use a panel removal tool, or you could just really slowly and cautiously work your hands around. We're going to remove this interior trunk liner. There's a couple of push pins down at the bottom and all around the edges here, and then we'll finish with the top trunk latch. So let's get to work on those push pins. A couple more things we have to remove to get the interior trunk liner out. Those 2 plugs on each side of your trunk latch here, you'll have to work its way back just a little bit and then unscrew them from the trunk lid. So let's get to work. The last step here is to remove our trunk latch, which if you just cautiously pop it down, that whole thing will come right off. This trunk latch pops right out. You can feed it through. Now we can set this liner aside. At this point, we can disconnect all of our wiring harnesses running from the inside of the trunk along the inside of the trunk lid here. Once those are disconnected, we'll take our socket and remove our trunk latch. Once that's disconnected, we can start to get to work on actually removing the entire trunk. The harness is fed on the inside of the trunk here by these push pin clips. All you have to do is work your way back through those, and those will pop right out. And you can lay that down inside your trunk. Next up, we'll take our 10mm socket and my cordless impact here, a ratchet also works, and remove these 3 nuts holding on our trunk latch. Next up, we're going to remove our deck lid panel. Now there's 2 black caps on each side here. We're going to pop those off with our fingers, and then there's 2 hidden bolts underneath it. The rest of it is just going to be push pin clips, which we'll tackle in just a second. Now the 2 bolts in here are 7mm. Now as you can see, there's a very small hole here that's actually open in the trunk. So what we're going to do is actually put our trunk lid down here so that when we remove it, it's more likely to fall straight out instead of in the trunk lid. You want to make sure you're doing this slow enough that the bolt actually stays in the socket and you can ease its way out so it doesn't fall in. With those bolts removed, it's time to actually just fully remove our deck lid panel. Those are the only 4 bolts holding it in, the rest of them are just clips. The last thing we'll have to transfer over from our factory lid to our new carbon fiber lid is this black bracket. Now again, there's 3 7mm bolts, so let's take those off. All right, the next step is to actually get our entire trunk lid off of our 2018 EcoBoost here. And what we're gonna do is remove the 2 bolts on each side, they're 10mm. Now, I would definitely recommend having a helping hand on deck simply because once you remove one of these from the brackets, it's gonna go down and it's gonna be hard to balance this up and remove the other one while making sure it doesn't completely fall on your back windshield. I'm gonna remove one side while my buddy Stan holds the other, making sure that we don't drop this thing. Once we get this off, we'll be able to transfer over a few things to our carbon fiber one and get to work on that. All right, it's about that time we install the Trufiber Carbon Fiber Trunk onto our 2018 EcoBoost. Once this is in place, we'll be able to transfer over all the things we need to, the backup camera, of course the deck lid panel, and so on and so forth. couple of retainer clips we have to remove from our factory trunk lid to transfer over to a carbon fiber one. The 6 down here are going to be for the top of the deck lid panel. Down here is actually going to have those threaded retainer clips. They're going to hold that black bracket on we were just removing a minute ago. So I'm going to pop these out of their places, pop the bottom ones out, we'll transfer them over, and then we can install our deck lid panel. All right, it's about time we transfer over our factory deck lid panel back over to our Trufiber Carbon Fiber Trunk. Now, there's a couple of things we have to do. We have to put in our threaded retainer clips where those black brackets would be, and then of course we have to transfer over the retainer clips for the top of the deck lid panel. So I got them out of the factory trunk, we're gonna throw them over here, then we're gonna bolt down the bracket, and then the deck lid. With the deck lid panel in place, all we have to do now is replace our 4 7mm screws. Now remember, you want to make sure that the trunk is half closed. That way, if they do fall out, they're not falling into the trunk panel there. And also just go really slowly. There's no reason to rush this one, so just ease those in because they are really small. If you're using a cordless impact, you don't want to overdo it. You also want to make sure they don't cross thread. Last couple of steps to finish up the job here. We're going to reinstall our trunk latch with the 3 bolts holding it onto the studs here. Then of course we're going to throw on our bump stops. We're going to wire up everything back to their proper connectors and we'll be good to go. All right, last step of the install here is just to throw our trunk liner back into place. Now, as you'll see, when we took this off, there were several push pin clips we were using. That's not going to be the case here putting it back in. There aren't as many pre-drilled holes into the new trunk lid. We're going to use one on each end here. We're going to put our bump stops through their open holes, the trunk latch through the center, and then of course the emergency cable is going to go through the slot. We'll be good to go. That's going to wrap up my review and install of the Trufiber Carbon Fiber Trunk fitting all 2015 to 2018 Fastback Mustangs. Now I will say that this is not going to fit convertible models. It's going to be a perfect fit for V6, GT, EcoBoost, and even GT 350 models looking to shed some weight at the rear end by dropping almost 10 pounds with a true carbon fiber trunk replacement. I do want to say before we get going that because it is such a lighter weight, the trunk from the factory, once you hit this button at the bottom, would pop open and just stay here. Now that's not going to be the case with your Trufiber option. What you're going to do is you're going to hit this and it's going to come up. So if you're packing the groceries and you're trying to get everything out of the trunk, you got your hands full, you hit that button, it makes it a lot easier, it comes up for you, but you might want to watch your upper lip because if you're not paying attention, it might get you. It comes up pretty quick. Now with all of that in mind, if you want to get one for yourself, you can do so right here at AmericanMuscle.com.